I'll tell you this, I feel as though they change Duncan's character over the course of the game to be a little bit more less in balance between like political reality and whatever, and more to be just like the guy that wants to always deal.
What is it you're doing over here?
Admiring the iron.
Which one's Duncan?
You'll have to see if you think
I
that.
studied it at the Citadel. The wood may be black.
Duncan's the
but I
guy
see
with the
gold.
beard.
An entire
They all have
fleet of
beards.
gold.
What do you mean?
Okay, the non
Greatest asset, my lord.
Scar guy.
Why not give some
Yeah.
of our ironwood to House Bolton and have them leave us be? We could ransom ourselves. You can hardly put a price on your own life.
How much do we have to give, Maester?
From here to Wolfswood Creek and then across the next 2 ridges, it should be enough to satisfy Ramsay Snow, I imagine. Bloodlust can often be sated by gifts and gold.
Well, pretty reasonable suggestion to buy my life from the Boltons. Not exactly completely irrational.
Apparently, they might be the first people in history to pay for this wood.
I don't know, we've just been giving it away for free, I guess.
I made the count again, just to be sure.
Eric said people were going to starve. Why can't we feed them?
The war has taken its toll. Even our own stores for the house are dwindling. We couldn't withstand a siege, my lord. If the Boltons or the White Hills cut us off and wait us out, we'd only last a fortnight. But there are steps we can take. In the past, we've demanded food from the small folk to replenish our stores. We can do it again, if you'd like. We've done it before in desperate times.
No, there must be something else we can do.
Well, I hope we find it soon. We won't have much room to maneuver if we don't have the option of holding fast. I can speak to the huntsmen and trappers. Perhaps they can do more. My lord.
Please do. If we're gonna starve, I don't really want to start looting my own people. So I will take a moment here to say that, like, one of the more interesting things that's about to happen in the books is I think there's going to be sort of a huge starvation bit. Well, there sort of already is, but I definitely think there will be, because if you look at how every kingdom has acted so far, this is to be spoilers for all of the books, so get ready if you haven't read them all. Essentially, so every time someone goes to war, they pretty much pull up all their food stores. So that's generally speaking what it seems like it's happening. So the North pulled up all their food stores when they went to war. That would also mean the Westerlands, which is the Casterly Rock and all that. They seem to have done the same thing. Then that also means the Tyrells did when they went to war. The same with the Crownlands and the Stormlands when both Stannis and the Crown went to war. So that's pretty much everybody with the exception of, well, the Ironborn did too. So that's everybody with the exception of the Vale of Arryn and the Dornish. And they both seem like they're both going to go to war very soon, which is kind of interesting. So now this winter is coming, you won't be able to plant anymore, and it seems like there's going to be a huge starvation event planned for everybody. I don't know if he's actually going to do it, but that just seems like realistic consequences to what's been set up in so far in the books.
Well, it definitely seems like the sort of thing where there have to be, in an author with as much general attention to the realistic consequences of actions, how long has Westeros been at war now? I mean, it's been, what, 5 years at least? And it's a war that's waged pretty much over the entirety of the continent, and I just find it hard to believe that with the amount of death, destruction, raping, pillaging, and just general lawlessness that still exists, that there could be any semblance of like farming or anything going on. So I question how, even up to this point, they've been subsisting, but who knows?
Hope to be off tomorrow. At first light.
Uncle, why are you packing? You're not going somewhere, are you?
I also imagine,
Your mother
in the
asked me to
context of
cross
a
the
book,
narrow
it is a
sea
little
to
bit
find your
difficult to
brother.
simulate,
Asher.
economic hardship.
To return with him, to help the house.
He said nothing of this to me.
Oh boy, is Asher going to be like the third character I get to play? So I can track sort of Daenerys' story?
I'll be of no help to you in Essos.
Or do I get to play as him?
I will hold, of course, until you've spoken with her about this. Just try to be kind to her. She's been living a nightmare made real. But you know that just as
mother. I know how to speak to her.
I'm sure you do.
I hope I do.
But my mother's fears are not the only ones I face. My people are scared as well. I'm told I must choose a sentinel.
If I may be so bold, Sir Royland is the man for the job. He'd be a fine choice, and I'd trust him.
Why Sir Royland?
We are at war. You need a warrior by your side. Royland has the respect of his men and will bring strength and discipline to this house. Duncan would offer sage advice, but now is not the time to negotiate.
So you think that essentially Duncan sort of mellows out between the two? He's not so completely pro diplomacy only.
Say that one more time for me.
So you feel like Duncan sort of mellows out between the two?
Mother told me Mira has
I
asked for
think
Lady
that
Marjorie's help.
Duncan.
I knew we could rely
Well.
on Mira. She always thinks of family above all else.
I would say that Duncan starts out in my mind as the most reasonable character. I had the same sort of view that you did.
Saw what you did to
I think
that
his
man.
character shifts a little bit to be,
Can't afford any more mistakes.
in my opinion, too conciliatory.
Garrett being sent to the wall without
He'll
my
want to
knowledge.
deal
know.
even when it seems like it's a
And that wasn't
really
your
dumb
fault.
option.
That's sort of my fear, is that like they'll both sort of stick with their roles as angels on your shoulders. So like Duncan will be sort of too much of a wuss when he needs to be strong, and the other guy will be too pro-war when he needs to be, diplomatic.
Tell me.
And one criticism I would have with this game is it does not give you a good,
You must be strong.
to draw a parallel with another video
You
game,
are the lord of this house.
Crusader Kings 2.
Remember.
If you do something that angers a vassal, you can kind of balance it out by maybe siding with them on another issue, and that, that leaves you at 0 or, whatever. In this game, that really isn't an option.
Thank you.
So, like, every event is sort of in isolation. So, if an event comes up and you don't side with the one of them, then it seems as though the reaction doesn't have any bearing on whether you've sided with them in the past or not.
Come on, you dogs. You'll not be fighting here forever.
And it's time to leave. Just gonna quit. I'm not gonna do this. Gonna go wander off.
Exactly.
Yeah, because obviously the obvious choice is that they're setting up is both of them look like they could be useful, but you kind of you don't know who's going to be more long-term useful. In my head I'd be able to rationalize it by saying that the conciliatory guy should have the ability to be more warlike when he needs to be, but the warlike guy might not have that ability. He might just be like, we gotta be strong, damn it, and then when we're trying to negotiate with somebody and when we're in the weaker position, he might be, we gotta be strong, and then, he comes off too strong. That's sort of the obvious, I think, conflict here.
Sword up. Swing left. Parry. Wrong. I didn't know
Sir
dogs
Royland?
could hold
A
swords.
word?
Of course, my lord.
I have many decisions to make, and I wanted your advice. What's the state of our defences? Are these men ready for what's coming?
This lot, ready? No, but they will be. We post anyone who can hold a spear along the parapet, up where they won't get much scrutiny, and put our meanest, nastiest looking brutes front and centre. That'll show Ramsay we're a force in our own right. You've got to project power, especially when you're weakened.
Thank you, Sir Royland. I'll let you get back to training these men.
Thank you, my lord. And I'll be sure to watch out for more deserters. After today, I suspect there'll be more to come.
I don't know. I'm still kind of conflicted. I don't know who I like Duncan more than I like the other guy, but at the same time, I could kind of see why the other guy would be useful.
Do it like you mean it.
Yeah, it's an interesting choice.
Gonna go enter this tower. Hopefully not gonna kick me off to the next thing. Doesn't look like it. Oh, it's just for the nice vista, I guess. Okay. Sort of an awkward thing to do. This game's not exactly all that graphically amazing. Not that it's that much effort, I guess. Alright, let's go talk to this guy and guess make my choice.
My lord, are you now ready to name your sentinel?
Yes, Maester. I'm ready.
Very well. I will convene the small council at once.
I think I'm gonna go with the war guy. As much as it might not be the best idea, we'll see how playing up to strength is gonna help. Maybe to balance out my own crappy tendencies towards, you know, not exactly always being strong. I don't know. We'll see. That way, if I go and give people money for being thieves again, he might be able to do something on his own about it.
You may sit.
He will likely just kill them before he even gets a chance to decide.
I assume that's gonna be the thing.
I must tell you. Duncan, Royland, this house needs you both.
But you can only choose one, my lord.
Shut up, Maester. I know this. Usurping
Many
or
thought I
undercutting me in the middle of my
would find
speech.
Sentinel, but I have made my decision.
I pick my mom. Just completely mess everybody up.
Sir Royland de Gore.
Alright, let's give it to Royland. We'll see how this goes. Not sure this is the right decision, but we'll do it anyways.
You've done well, Lord Ethan.
Sorry, Duncan. I like you too, though.
A poor choice, my lord. Forgive me for saying so, but it's true.
Now,
Hopefully this won't get me killed.
what do you have to report of Ramsay Snow?
My scouts say he's a day's ride away. We've no time to waste. He'll arrive before any of our allies could be here.
Who knows what he's capable of? We need to prepare for the worst.
There's no need to panic. We can devise a plan to deal with him.
The Boltons need our people to harvest the ironwood. Even the bastard Ramsay must understand that.
He's not coming here to negotiate. We must answer with the sword.
Alright. Jesus Christ, he's already gone off the walls. Take the bracer away from him.
Quiet, Tuttle. You're not the Sentinel. I knew this would happen. He cannot be trusted.
This is the small council, is it not?
Enough! Would my father have stood for this kind of bickering? Neither will I.
Time to grow some balls.
The Bolton sigil is a flayed man. Force is the only thing they understand.
Do
Put
what you
every man
must.
who can hold a spear or crossbow on the wall, and make the bastard fill his boots with piss.
He would see it for the empty gesture that it is, and have us flayed. We must.
I feel like this is gonna be really awkward because I'm gonna make this guy a sentinel and then maybe like go against him.
Thank the gods Mira has asked Lady Marjorie for her help. It's not too late for the Crown to intervene on our behalf, but we must have a plan if Mira's efforts are not successful.
I trust your
I
judgment,
trust
just
Mira's
not
judgment.
about this.
I don't doubt she did everything within her power to help us.
We all must agree on the plan. We cannot leave until we have a consensus.
Ugh.
Why not make an offering for peace, my lord?
Yeah, the wisdom of the Citadel.
We can give the Boltons ironwood in exchange for their protection.
You must be mad. It's pure folly to just give away the only currency we have to bargain with.
Enough!
See, 'cause here's the problem: is I don't think Ramsay is exactly a rational actor. I'm not sure if that's how they're gonna make him, but I question whether or not. I mean, I think bargain would probably work. Diplomacy could work. I think fighting is definitely the stupidest answer, so I'm probably not gonna choose it. If it's just gonna be we're gonna pretend like we're strong, then I might have picked that one, but I'm gonna feel kind of awkward for making this dude my sentinel and then just completely undercutting him. And we'll go with diplomacy.
Object, I shall use diplomacy with Lord Snow. I would be foolish to pick a fight without negotiating first. I'll offer our allegiance and try to reach a reasonable agreement.
If you aren't ready for a fight, you're bound to lose when one breaks out.
Diplomancy.
Ethan has made his opinion known, and
I'm not sure if my
his decision.
schizophrenic approach to this is going to work, but we'll find out.
Forgive us, my lord.
I
We
felt
are,
the
of
same
course,
way when
here
I
to
was going
serve
through
you,
it.
as we served your father.
I feel like that's sort of like the, I guess this might be a good thing to say about the game, is this, that is sort of, I think, the balance in the Westeros kind of politics. Is you gotta do both. You gotta be strong when you need to be, and you gotta, be diplomatic when you need to be.
You meet him at the gate with as much force.
Another criticism I had of this game
Make
was
him
that
wait.
I feel
Let
like,
him
as you
gaze
just
at
said,
what I'm
that
like.
is
And
an
when he
important
enters,
aspect
he'll know it's
of
only because you allowed it.
Lord Ethan?
being a good ruler. Good rulers knew when to be strong and when to deal. And this game seems to, unless I'm just a bad ruler and I picked the wrong time to do everything, but it seemed as though you got punished quite a bit for it.
That's unfortunate. That's the one thing I guess I would say I wouldn't be too favorable on, is like forcing you essentially just take either extreme of being like war, 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 or diplomacy, diplomacy, diplomacy.
And I will say that, obviously I've only ever done the one playthrough, so I can't for sure say that that's the case. But it's just the impression I've got from talking with other people who made different decisions, as well as, reading stuff online.
Let's invite him into the Great Hall. I don't want to piss him off before.
It's careless. Can't you see Tuttle is steering you wrong? You'll lead us into ruin.
I've faithfully served this house for far too long to sit here and listen to this. You're likely to get us all killed.
Sit down at once.
Give him your stare. Make that guy sit down. There you go.
Apologies, my son. But now that it is settled, we know what we must do.
Because, look at, say, Littlefinger, who's generally speaking seemed to be a pretty good player so far. He essentially put the knife to Stark's throat when he needed to. Maybe you could consider that combat-y, maybe not. But he definitely seems like he's about to go to war in the north. The general arc that he seems to be on is that he's going to call up the Vale to go to war in the north, put Sansa on the throne, and unite the two again.
If you want to help this house, forgive me.
There will always be those who question your leadership, which is why you need allies you can rely on. Family.
Yeah, definitely.
Mira has done everything she can in King's Landing, but there are others who can help us. What about your brother, Asher?
Malcolm told me. You want to bring him back.
He's a skilled fighter. But what's more, he has the will to fight. A hunger for it. He always protected you and your sister. And we need all the help we can get.
Yes, I hear what you're saying.
Do you remember the miller's boy? How he tormented you? I wanted to intervene, but your father said Ethan must fight his own battles. But when Asher saw it, he didn't take a breath. He grabbed the
A subtle
miller's
shot
boy
of the
That was his
family
first
portrait in the
instinct.
back. That was a good idea.
Asher knocked out half the poor boy's teeth. Of course, your father was furious, but you were in danger and there was nothing else Asher needed to know.
Kind of want to know why Asher got banished to exiled or whatever, but
You need that. You have many
I believe they do
fine
address that.
qualities, but you do not have that anger inside you.
I'm not like that, but I don't need to be, do I?
No, but you need someone.
sort of
who
three really
can
awkward
understand.
choices. I'm not really sure I would have picked any of them, but I don't really feel like silence is the right answer either, or option either.
I'm trying to do what's best for this family, what this family needs. Ethan, let me send Malcolm to Essos.
Fine. Malcolm will go to Essos and bring Asher back.
Thank you, Ethan. I'm glad you will let me do this. Know that you never stand alone. You are a forester. Mira stands with us, and she may be able to help us yet.
Back to the Red Keep. I really wish Examine kind of did something more interesting than just look like literally looking at it. Family seal. Oh boy, that's kind of dangerous. I don't know if I want to seal this. I could see when it would come in handy, but at the same time...
It just seems as though the sort of thing that you're going to definitely get caught.
Yeah. That's sort of the point. It's like, if I'm trying to play up being nice to Lady Marjorie, then I'll put it back. I don't want to just go off and start stealing shit. Oh shit, I'm picking up the key. Oh, I can put that back too. She's got to know I'm trustworthy, that way she'll help me out.
Marjorie? Oh. Lady Marjorie is still with the king? I thought you might want to know.
Gonna have to apologize to this girl for kicking her out before.
Thank you.
Is that something you need to apologize for?
I feel like she's gonna hold it against me. Yeah, see, she is.
You dismissed me the other day. I won't say it didn't hurt my feelings.
Because I don't trust her, and she's gonna be all
We've known each
annoying.
other for years. And yet to be treated like that. I'm sorry, Sarah. You shouldn't take it personally.
Yeah, she's not gonna like me saying it. She shouldn't take it
There is trust
personally.
between us. Friends don't hold secrets from one another. Now, Lady
Probably should have said it was
Marjorie
private. I don't know.
trusts me,
Might not have worked,
and
but
she values your opinion very much. Sarah,
I feel like I'm just gonna get this really terrible ending.
My lady, I'll leave you to talk. Are you all right, my lady?
Oof, that is not a good look.
The king was not inclined to offer help for your family.
Damn.
I'll need this mended.
Gods.
He said I was too easily swayed, and he reminded me that I am not yet his wife. I allayed his fear, for now, but it will be a long time before I can ask him for anything again. Nothing I said could cheer him.
What can I do to make this better, my lady?
There's nothing you can do, Mira.
Understand, it was my mother's plan, not mine. I just hope you can find some way to forgive me.
This is simply not how things are done, Mira. Not in King's Landing.
I'm sorry, my lady.
Soon I will be queen, and maybe then I'll be in a better position to help you.
I wonder if I could have waited and then asked her later.
We must both be cautious.
I must send a raven. I have to warn my family.
That's one of those things that I always kind of want to do. Perhaps play it again to see.
Milady.
Hey, it's Pigpen again.
Begging your pardon, milady. I hope I didn't frighten you.
I'm
God
glad to
bless
see
him.
you.
Thank you, milady. I hope you saw. I was right before. About Lady Marjorie and Queen Cersei.
Let's go walk through the gardens. That's a traditional thing to do here.
I can help you if you'd like. And your family, if you're willing to trust me. I hear all
Ooh.
sorts of things. Things that could be useful for you.
Trust is dangerous.
My problems
Could be
are
trying to
so
screw me
bad
over.
you might overhear.
Which is why you must trust me, milady. You need allies. Hopefully I've proven I could be useful to you.
I'm sorry. I really must go.
Please don't despair. I know people who... People who'd be willing to help you.
Clink, clink. That's always the White Cloaks.
Where the bloody hell is Duncan? He should be here. Fuck him if he's angry. We'll do without him.
Why is Duncan angry? I thought I went with him.
I know you'd hoped Mira could help us, but I'm confident we've enough strength of our own. Your men are ready to act if needed.
Our plan is a good one. It will work so long as everyone does their part.
Quick, offer him bread and salt.
Lovely pile of timber. Not the place I'd want to be if there was a fire.
Ironwood is near impervious to flame, my lord.
Is it?
May I introduce Lord Ramsay of House Bolton, son of Roose Bolton. Although a bastard, Lord Ramsay of the
He doesn't like that word.
That's enough.
Don't call him a bastard.
Who is this little boy? Is he lost?
May I offer you bread and salt, Lord Ramsay?
I loathe bread and salt. Aren't you the little lord? Lord Whitehall told me you were young, but this... Look at you.
Trying to learn from my mistakes, and he just hates me for it anyways.
Warden of the North.
Let me guess. Forrester Ironwood.
Carved by our most skilled craftsmen.
Ironwood. Doesn't look like much. Don't know what's so special about it.
No one can match our skill.
Is that so? Not bad. Lord Whitehill, can your lot do this?
Given enough time, we could learn.
Given enough time, you could do a great many things. But not this, apparently.
So, here's where I gotta try to play up the diplomacy part.
Or Forrester.
Lord Ramsay?
Do your best.
Come
Oh
up,
boy.
let's see you.
Come out from behind mother's skirts, in front of the scary man.
Force him to focus on the business at hand.
What is it you want, Lord Ramsay?
What do I want? Everything. Nothing. We'll see. First, let's see you bend the knee to my father, Lord Bolton, Warden of the North.
I can bend the knee. I can bend all kinds of knees.
Anyone can say they're loyal.
My lord.
Ha! That wasn't so hard now, was it? Here's the thing. I don't care about your loyalty. The Crown, however, wants what you've got. Whatever you've been supplying the Starks for centuries. Ships, shields...
Starks don't actually have ships for fun, or just for
I
reference.
expect you'll do the same for us.
Entirely the Manderleys.
My father has promised as much to the king. You wouldn't want to make him a liar, would you? That wouldn't reflect...
This is why your deep knowledge is good.
We will double our efforts for your father, my lord.
That's a good little lord.
You can't trust her, Forrester. They murdered our men.
It was Forrester Squire who did it. One Whitehill soldier dead. One Bolton. Yet your man lived.
Lord Whitehill is a liar. That's not how it happened.
Let's see if calling him a liar is going to be diplomatic.
A liar? He's a Whitehill. Then you welcomed me into your hall like a proper lord, hoping I wouldn't linger outside long enough to notice your pathetic little army. That sort of insolence from one of our loyal bannermen will not do. So
I'm
I've come up with a
screwing this right up right now.
everyone. The Whitehills will be taking control of your Ironwood from this day forward.
What?
What? The Ironwood? But
The White Whitehills are nothing more than up-jump thieves.
This is not going well.
Do that.
Why not? You know something the Whitehills don't? We are talking about trees. You grow them, you cut them down.
The White Hills had ironwood once, but now those hills are bare.
It's all falling apart.
Of course.
They know nothing of how to cultivate the forest.
Look at their sigil, my lord. A barren hill.
Do you want
Ooh, I've got a good
ironwood
point.
for
Come on.
5 years, or the next 50 generations?
The little lord does have a point.
Come on. Let's do this. I'm going to win this.
Lord Whitehill will take half of your ironwood.
No one wins in the game of
That's actually probably way more true.
Than the nothing you had before.
Boy, I probably should have gone with the let's sell him some wood.
Lord Whitehill will install a garrison of 20 men within your walls.
At Ironrath, that we cannot abide. Ethan,
They'll help maintain the king's peace. And make sure there's no more trouble.
This will cause more trouble, not less.
Not for me.
Oh, this is not going to work well.
You have a man you trust?
My son, Griff.
Griff will lead the garrison.
The seven hells he will.
Lads, do
Yeah.
is it worthwhile?
please, Sir Royland, don't.
Look at this, little Forester. You're not frightened, are you?
Boy, this is not going well at all.
Please.
And you? Are you Lord Ethan's older sister?
I'm his twin, my lord.
Ah, twins. Well, like the Queen and her brother. Well, hopefully not just like the Queen and her brother. I never had a sister. Always wanted one.
We have more to discuss, Lord Snow.
I have an idea. You'll come with me. You can be my high-born ward.
Lord Ramsay, that's enough.
Do you like hunting?
Let her go.
Funny reference to the hunting he does in the real
Your
game.
sister. I suppose you can stay.
Which usually means being hunted by his dogs and then killed. Well, shit.
But I don't want a foal.
This has all gone terribly wrong.
Far too much trouble.
I regret everything. How far back do I get to replay this?
I think we've come
What do
to
you
an
mean?
understanding.
I've just been killed.
Certainly feel better about all this.
You don't.
However, the Foresters need to keep their end of the bargain. Take the boy as your ward. Kill him if they give you any trouble.
Boy, this has all gone terribly wrong.
Lovely meeting all of you. We'll have to do it again sometime.
So,
Somebody help him. Fetch the maester, quickly!
pretty much did exactly the wrong, or everything that I thought was going to go wrong did. Ramsay's not a rational actor. Couldn't be diplomacied with. And, should have made that guy, or listened to that one guy and just, like, gone for strength. This is not going well. This is the darkest of timelines.
Yes.
Oh boy. So is this the end of the first chapter, I guess?
Yes, I believe it is.
Oh boy.
You'll get a
Ethan
little summary
sacrificed
of
himself for us
where
all.
your decision
He
making
saved
kind of
Talia's life.
fell
He'll be
in
remembered
comparison
as
to
Ethan
everyone
the
else.
Brave.
This house needs a leader.
Lord Ethan named me Sentinel.
And I think this is probably going to wrap up our first episode. We aren't smart enough to know enough about YouTube yet to know whether or not this will be uploaded as just one giant
We do not stand alone. There are those
episode.
who will fight for us.
By my clock, I
Those
think
who
this has
hold
been
House Forrester above
maybe
all
an hour and a
other
half to 2.5 hours, which is going to be
Those who will not
way
stop
too
until
long
Ethan is
for a
home.
YouTube video.
Until
So
Ryan
it may
is
get
home
broken up.
again, our house will not
in which case there will likely be some odd cuts.
Nothing comes.
So we apologize for that in advance if it does happen.
Are you prepared for what might happen?
You guys are getting a preview here of what will be coming in the next episode, I think they're calling it, season, episode, something like that, of the Game of Thrones game. I will say I believe there are 5 episodes altogether in what I would term this season. I have heard that they are planning on coming up with a season 2, I guess.
Well, I can say so far this has been pretty fun. I definitely think I'm going to end up having to do a replay at some point when this is all over.
Yeah, it's a pretty great one. So
it's interesting to see that I'm generally speaking like one of the minority players.
yeah, I would say that picking the crag-faced dude as the Sentinel was something that I definitely did not do. I also did not free Eric, who I believe was the dude that you could cut off his fingers. I sent him to the wall, I'm pretty sure. And I did swear loyalty to the king.
I'll say
did not leave Bowen behind, and I did not meet Ramsay in the Great Hall.
I'll say there's definitely two kind of like choices that like the Bowen behind and I think barring the gates in that meeting with Ramsay are the two that I think I was just kind of like I didn't realize that's what like they were talking about. But so I don't know. I'll have to try it again at some point to go through the story and see how it plays out. It's definitely interesting to see how things shake out then.
Yes, absolutely.
I assume there's some way to actually make it out of that chapter alive, but maybe not. Maybe if
I don't want to spoil anything. The understanding that I have, well, and I don't want to ruin this for the viewers, so maybe you and I will discuss this off the record, and we will tell everyone that may be watching this to join us next time, and thank you for watching if you have been watching.
Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next episode.
Bye-bye.